I saw a great video the other day where Lada Kesseler explains how to work effectively with artificial intelligence when programming. And there's one thing she showed that I want to try out myself, which is 2 agents counting together to 10. This was only just a very small part that she showed, but I want to implement all the tools she used myself using AI, even though there might already be tools that are ready to use, but I want to try to do it on my own. Hi, my name is David, and for almost 2 decades now I've been working as an independent software developer, software architect, and also as a trainer and technical agile coach for agile engineering and modern software engineering. Alright, the idea is to create tools that allow 2 agents to work together, and what was shown in the video was they are counting together to 10, where one agent says 1, the other says 2, the first one says 3, and so on. This is probably a very simple demo, but it would show that all the tools are in place. And in the video, Lada used AppleScript to achieve this. And that's probably a great solution if you're on a Mac, but I'm on Linux, so I want to use just tmux to achieve the same thing. I know that tmux can do everything that I need for this, and I would estimate that I could write all the scripts myself in less than an hour. But since I want to try to use AI more and try to learn AI more, I want to use Claude to create the scripts for me and then test them. I basically need a way to name the agents, and I just want the tmux panel names to be the names of the agents. So right now they are all called Cheetah, which is the name of my computer, but I want to rename the panels based on the names of the agents. Then I need a way for each agent to know their own name and to know who else is there, and then I need a way for them to send each other messages, which will be just to prompt an agent in another panel. That's not that hard. It's a script with 3, 4, or 5 subcommands, and I will now use Claude Code on the left side to create the script for me, and then I will use the 2 panels on the right side to test it. Help me create the script agent that will have several subcommands. The first subcommand I want to implement is rename, which will use tmux to set a new user-defined panel name. It should prefix the panel with _agent_. Alright, it created some script. Should we review it or just try it? I think a quick review would be okay. So there is some code to check whether we are even in a tmux session, which is probably a good idea to have. And then it can set a panel name to prefixed name. It gets the name from the parameters and then prefixes it so it looks good to me. So let's just create it. Yes. And yeah, we want to make it executable. And now we can try it here. And we already see that the agent did more than I asked it, but that's probably okay now. So, and it did rename the current panel to _agent_alice, which is exactly what we wanted. Now implement the subcommand whoami that displays the current panel name without the _agent_ prefix, or nobody if there is no prefix. It again looks if we're in a tmux session. That's okay. It gets the current pane title, and if the pane title starts with _agent, then it strips the prefix, which I didn't know is possible by doing it like this with the hash here, and otherwise it prints nobody. And yeah, we also want to have it in the switch here. So let's try it. It's now in the help, and this is Alice, and this is nobody. So just to pause for a second here, I'm not very good at writing bash scripts. I said that I could have written all that I've needed in less than an hour, but not in such an elaborate way. So this is definitely a good use of my time to use the agent to write the bash scripts for me here, because it is better at bash than I am. So I want to continue with another subcommand. We also have to be able to list the other agents. You are an agent that has to work with other agents. You can find more about them and communicate with them using the agent script. Nice, it automatically checks its own identity and which other agents are available. Now this is pretty cool, so let's just run this. Yes, and don't ask again for who am I command. No, just yes. And yes, list the others. So one tiny problem here, when I start Claude, it changes the name of the panel. So I think I should also use Claude to try to find out how I can prevent this. Can I prevent Claude from changing the name of the tmux pane, or can I make the pane name sticky so that no application can change it? Okay, I'd like to try this with the set option to disable renaming completely. That did not work. It did rename the pane again. Alright, that didn't work because one cannot really lock pane titles, and the allow rename we just tried does not work for pane titles. So let's try something else. Let's try a different approach. The rename subcommand of agent should write the pane ID and the agent name without any prefix to a file called .agent.log. All other commands now must use this log file and pane IDs instead of the names. Alright, I expected some bigger changes. So here they are. We have get current pane ID, which gets the current pane ID. We don't need that anymore, but we probably need that. Probably more than I asked for, but why not? Alright, let's just try it, right? No agents found. Nice. Yes. Now we have 2 agents. The list should be sorted alphabetically. That's nice, and now I also want a start subcommand that clears the log file after asking. So now let's call the upper one Bob and the lower one Alice. There are Alice and Bob. This one is Alice and this one is Bob, since we mixed up the two. Yeah, that's good. So now we can test again. You are part of a group of agents that have to work together. You can find out more about that and communicate with others using the AGNT script. Now both agents have used the agent script, and now I've asked the first one what's their name, and it's Bob. Yes, it has the correct info. Let's ask the second too. That's correct too, so let's try to send a message. Nice, but it didn't really send a return. So let's ask the other Claude what we can do about that. Okay, now it tries with 3 different commands, which may or may not work, but let's try it. Now it did execute something. That's nice. This is very cool. Now it works. So 3 commands did help. One more thing to try, which is counting to 10. I now want you to count together with Bob. You start with 1 and send it to Bob. They will reply with a number. Increment that number and send it again, and so on. Don't start yet, wait for my go. Stop at 10 or higher. Alice seemed to have understood what I want. Now let's ask Bob to do the counting. Yes, nice. So, go. Yes, I probably should allow this. But for debugging, it's better to have the confirmation. So Alice sent 1 and Bob wants to send 2. Nice. This one got 2 from Bob. And it now wants to send 3. Yeah, this is exactly what we wanted to achieve. So let's just check whether it stops at 10. Now Alice sends a 9, so now it should stop. Okay. Bob wants to send 10, which is okay. Bob is finished and Alice is finished too. Nice, it works. So I now have the script that I wanted, and working together with 2 agents like that works. There are probably tools available that do that for me without me having to write the script itself, but it was a nice experience to use Claude, to write the script, to use it to debug it, and to now have 2 agents that can work together. And I will leave this video for now. I will link the video I mentioned in the description and probably also the code of this. My name is David. If you have any questions, you can reach me here in the comments. or on social media. And if you liked this video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. And until next time, happy coding!